Hello, healers and health seekers. It's Ichoda. And today I have a special treat because I am interviewing my friend Roslyn from her channel, More Roslyn. And we are going to talk about her journey on the medical medium path. Say hi, Roslyn.
Hi, guys. Or hey, y'all, since I'm from the South. And Ichoda's from everywhere, so she can probably do it in several different languages.
I am from everywhere, but unfortunately, I speak English and like un poquito Spanish. Not, that was just, no. I'm learning Spanish. I'm learning it. Okay. So we will get right into Roslyn is another person on the medical medium healing path, and we've been on this journey. She's been on it a little longer than me. And so we're going to ask her about her journey. So Roslyn, what led you to medical medium?
Oh, I have a determined soul, so that is what led me there. I knew I was sick. I knew I had problems, and I knew things were getting worse. And I just kept asking in my head and out loud, and one thing led to another, and the medical medium came across my path through a friend. So I started following his radio show. And then I started implementing things, and I took the supplements that she took because my hair was falling out. And and I was freaking out because my hair was falling out. And then I would have lots of moments that I did not, like even this morning, because it happened, and I'm like, what is going on now? But, or why is this back? But I couldn't hardly make it through my shower. Like I had to sit down in the shower to catch my breath. And that's just kind of been happening all day, which I'm under more stress than I need to be. So, I had that happen a lot. And so I just could not figure out what was going on. And the doctors were annoying the crap out of me because they were so rude. And not all doctors are that way, but the ones I went to were, oh my God, I would not be able to do that to my clients. And my clients would not pay me as much as I paid them. And so that's how the medical medium landed in my lap. And plus, if you know, or you see a little bit of my personality, it makes sense I'm in this because it's going to go big or go home. So.
That's awesome. Okay. Had you tried other dietary changes to heal before medical medium?
Yes. Yes. I did everything. Like I watched, which I actually love this, but the Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead movie.
Oh yeah.
I watched that, and so I was on a juice kick, and that was great. But I still couldn't get, I couldn't do it forever. So I couldn't figure that one out. And then, but it was good. And I still like implementing a lot of those juices and stuff. And then, I did like South Beach diet, and I went to, when things were really bad, I had, went to doctors, went to naturopath doctors, went to cuckoo doctors, did colonics for or colon hydrotherapy for a long time. I've just been everywhere trying to find things, and I thought it was an emotional stuff. So I did cellular release therapy, and then I became a cellular release therapist practitioner, and which is kind of under hypnotherapy. Because I thought it was in my head. Wonder where I got that idea from.
Right. So many of us are told that.
Yeah. And so, yes, I had tried and spent gobs of money. And I'm only 36. And I just kept spending and kept trying. And everybody thought I was a hypochondriac. And I'm like, no, this is not, like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly. I have heard that story so many times from so many people. I know so many people. It's like, I think almost everybody with chronic illness has a story that's like that. Like, they told me I was crazy. They said it's all in my head. They sent me to psychiatric care or tried to refer me to psychiatric care, and, and said I was a hypochondriac and nobody would believe me. And I went to so many doctors like that. I hear that story a lot. I have that story.
Yeah.
It's just, it's sad. It's sad how many people go down that road. How many
Yeah, like the doctor told me, he's like, you're just getting older. And I was 30 because I went in because I couldn't think. I couldn't like keep up with my schedule. And I had just had knee surgery. So I couldn't figure out is how come I was fine before the knee surgery and not okay afterwards. And I
Right.
could not keep up with my schedule. I couldn't remember what I was going to get from one room to the other. I'd have to turn back around to remember. And I'm like, what is my brain? Like, why is my brain not working? And
Right.
he said, you're just getting older and get over it. But yeah, he billed me
That's
and my
crazy.
insurance company.
Oh,
Yeah. And he billed us and said I was, had anxiety and depression. When I specifically told him in the meeting, I said, I know what anxiety and depression is. I've had it. That is not the same as not being able to remember. And it was always amazing with the doctors as how they would lose track so quickly of why you came to see them in the first place.
oh yeah. Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah. The girl that I went to for my hair falling out, she's like, you can't breathe. So then she wanted to put me on inhalers. And then so I did the inhalers. I know, right? I'm like, they got it. I don't know how they got their doctorate's degree. I'm like so confused. But
Right.
I'm not trying to bash them. I'm just in amazement at them, especially with all of us in the healing process. We can figure out things so much easier than they can. It's like we're missing something here.
Yeah.
But yeah, she put an inhaler, and then she said it wasn't good enough when I came back and wanted to put me on another one. And she said, well, you're going to have to wash your mouth out, eat, brush your mouth, and something else, like this whole process with my mouth. And I'm like, why? And she's right. And she's like, because it causes thrush. And so smart aleck me, I was like, thrush? What's thrush? And her and an intern were both in there, or residents. And they're like, oh, well, that's yeast. And I looked at both of them and said, so who's going to clean the yeast out of my lungs? And they shut up and left me alone. And I never went back. Because I was like, you got to be smarter than the patient to get, like, yeah. I was like, no, that's not telling me why my hair's falling out. It was the canola oil, you know, from Chick-fil-A French fries, because I ate them all the time.
There you go. There you go. All right. And let's see. So since starting Medical Medium, have you found any aspects of transitioning over to this path particularly challenging?
Yes. Like, I'm the one person that's doing these YouTube videos and all this stuff, and I'm not off of no foods. Like, I don't have them every day, but if the stress hits, it's like, oh my gosh, I want this or I want that. And sometimes I give in and sometimes I don't. That's like getting off the no foods. I have like prayed that I could get in touch with Anthony or something happen, or like an angel come in or something and get off of them. But that has been my complete struggle. But luckily now I do so much healthy. So for the people that are out there that have the same struggle, I eat so much healthy now, and it's like so continuous and persistent that when I have a no food, I usually have such a reaction that it's easier to not eat that food again, because all I can remember is the reaction.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is my next YouTube video.
Yeah. Which ones do you find particularly challenging? Which foods are you still struggling with?
It's probably the cheese and bread.
Mm.
I don't care about meat. It's like the cheeseburger or the pizza. And it usually always has like meat on it, but those two are my comfort, because I can have potatoes. It's just hard to get potatoes when you're having a moment and you've fixed all raw for the day, and you know, and like your husband just pissed you off or whatever, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? I need food. And I'm an emotional eater, and I'm just like, ah. So
you need that hit of glucose, but it's that memory of it being comforting is associated with the pizza and the cheese and stuff like that. Plus cheese is so super addictive, right?
yes. Yes. And so is gluten.
Oh yeah.
And so is all the chemicals that they put on things, that it's like I just see something and I have this craving, and it just triggers something. Whereas like when I'm 3, 4, 5, 11 days out, I don't have as many triggers. And I'm like, so I'm literally putting this all together to set me up so I won't have no foods. It's just taking me almost 3 years to do it.
It does take time. It took me a year to get rice out because I sort of conveniently forgot that it like grains feed strep, and so I just sort of thought, no, rice is fine, and I just was still eating stuff with rice, and my family was still eating stuff with rice, and then at some point it just like clicked, and I was like, right, I'm still eating rice, and this is not helping. This is why I still have the strep. I'm like, gosh, the strep is so tenacious. Why is it staying? But it's like, oh, because I'm still eating rice and feeding it. So it has a home and it has food and it's,
Yes. I went through the same thing. Like Anthony, when I had my session with him, he's like, no grains. But he had a session with my friend and she could have grains. And I was like, I couldn't figure it out. And I was kind of heartbroken about it. I was like, man. And, but, later on, I was like, well, I can have rice now. Because in the book, it says you can, like, if you need to eat rice and beans after a certain point, you can go ahead and have those. So I was like, rice isn't so bad. So I kept having, like, little pieces of sushi and stuff when I would go pick up food from Whole Foods. And I wanted something to eat then. And so I just kept having this rice. And then finally, I had a session with Kim from Reclaimers. And she's like, you have strep. It's in your nose. I hear it when you talk. And I'm like, oh, that's not EBV. That's strep. No wonder. And then so it's like, I can't have grains. I've told myself I can for so long, but I cannot have grains. I'm not there. And so I just like, okay, I'm going to keep going. I don't have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and then you really do, like, as you go further in the journey, like you really do, it's like your knowledge of everything deepens and you understand it more, and listening to all his radio shows and then rereading the books and stuff like that. I always find stuff that I missed or maybe, didn't stand out as much at the time. And, there's always new and more and deepening understandings of things. So
and it deepens your healing.
Yeah. And then it's that saying of when you know better, you do better. So as we go along, we keep learning more and realizing like, oh, okay, there's this new layer to do now. And that's what I've experienced anyway.
I get it.
In addition to the foods, what have you found that best supports your healing journey and has helped you heal the most? Other than the foods and supplements.
The angels. And there's two parts to this. One, I didn't know I was a medium until like 6 or 7 months ago. I knew I was intuitive. I knew I could feel things and understand things. I just did not know that like all these things I was hearing and seeing and this kind of stuff like was the medium stuff. So once I realized that was going on and a lot of the stuff I was feeling wasn't necessarily mine. It could have been from my clients because I interact with people all day.
Right.
And knew I could talk to the angels more. It just it just really started bringing things home. Those angels, they're powerful. And yes, it took me a while to figure out how they were working with me or realize or being thankful that they are. But those ladies are amazing. Yeah. So I would say the angels, and I talk out loud and pray out loud and start my day off and like I just do that all the time because as you know, we can't do this by ourselves. Even if we have a supportive family, it is a lot more challenging than I had even realized. And so, but I can't go back now. Like I'm plugged in. It's not even possible to go the other way. Right. So the only way to get through it with like the families and people, the naysayers and the questioners and stuff, it's those angels, because they really can kind of come around you, even your own spirit guides, and come around you and make you feel protected. And that has been a big deal for me. I get why he put it in the book. I get it. Yeah. So that one, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah. That's been also a really amazing for me as well. Okay. I know I said one more, but just one more because I thought of this. What would you, if you could have any parting words or advice for anyone who is starting on the medical medium path and is, maybe not sure, or, wondering, is this going to work? What would you say to them?
You don't know until you try. You really do not know what's going to happen until you try it. And the other part about that is, even when you do try it with this process and you kind of keep doing it for a while, you're going to detox. And healing takes a long time. You can't, like, the 28-day cleanse is just a starter. It's not, you're not, some people have, we've seen them on Facebook and YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram. Some people do 28-day cleanse and they're happy and they're like, this was awesome. And some people do it and it's like, what is going on with me? And so the detox and the cleansing and stuff, and the healing, it just takes longer. And you just have to find ways to get through, like to get through each step. And sometimes you have to back off the raw foods and back off your supplements. And sometimes you have to up a little supplements. That was kind of my case with the strep. I had to up some things and back off some others. So, there's lots of people out there here to help and guide. And so that we don't want them to feel like they're alone. Reach out to us and on YouTube. We can usually answer your questions if we, or you can have a session with us or with me or whatever. I'm trying to talk each other into becoming a practitioner. She's not there yet. But
I might go.
yeah. I mean, she's already practicing for free. I'm trying to get her paid.
You gotta practice, right?
Yeah. So that's like, don't give up. And I am in health coaching school, and we come across like 100 and something diets that we have in our library that we don't even talk about. And if you look at all of them, there's two things they have in common typically. Well, one big one, vegetables. So that's a great place to start. And most of the other ones is fruit. I mean, they do a little bit of fruit, or they do take fruit and turn it into desserts and stuff. I mean, there's not a whole bunch of naysayers. They just warn you that they just think it's too much sugar, when they really should be saying it's too much fat. But
yeah,
we're switching that part.
That's right. Getting the good information out there. Well, thank you. That was a fantastic answer. That's what I wanted to. Thank you so much, Roslyn. So we're going to do part 2 of this, where Roslyn interviews me on her channel. And if you like this video, obviously hit the like button down below. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos. We're going to do more interviews, and Roslyn and I have some other stuff coming up in the future real soon. And thank you so much, Roslyn. It's been a fantastic talking to you, and I will talk to you again soon. And everyone, stay curious. I wish you the best of health. I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.